Hello everyone, I'm Professor Crazy, your favorite comedian and jokester. Have you ever felt like a cooking pro just because you watch cooking shows on TV? Then you try to recreate the recipes at home, and it turns into a disaster that makes you laugh until you roll on the floor? Well, today I want to share a cooking disaster story that happened in a friend's kitchen. Guaranteed to make you laugh and maybe even rethink your cooking aspirations. Let's dive into the story. So, this story is about my friend John, an American who suddenly got super inspired by a cooking show on TV. He was watching Chef Gordon Ramsay and immediately felt like he had the same hidden talent as the famous chef. "I can cook too," he said confidently, while jotting down the recipe for beef Wellington, which looked incredibly delicious on screen. Little did he know, this was the beginning of a kitchen catastrophe. John headed to the supermarket with high spirits. He bought premium beef, puff pastry, mushrooms, prosciutto, and all the ingredients needed. He was so excited that he forgot to buy other essential items like vegetables for a salad or even salt. But never mind, he thought, the beef Wellington is the priority. Back home, he laid out all the ingredients on his kitchen counter, ready for action. First up, John had to make the duxelle, a mushroom mixture that needs to be finely chopped and sautéed until dry. But John's blender was broken, so he had to chop by hand. His kitchen soon looked like a crime scene, with mushrooms scattered everywhere, and John starting to stress out. "This is easy," he muttered to himself while chopping away. After hours of effort, the duxelle were finally done, even though they looked more like mushroom porridge than a sautéed mix. Next step, John had to prepare the beef. He forgot to buy kitchen twine, so he used a clean shoelace instead. He wrapped the beef with prosciutto and duxelle, then encased it in puff pastry. Everything seemed fine until suddenly his dog, Bruno, barged into the kitchen and started chasing John, who was panicking while holding the wrapped beef ready for the oven. "Bruno, no, this isn't for you," John yelled as he ran around. Finally, the beef made it into the oven. John started cleaning up his messy kitchen. He got so caught up in cleaning that he forgot about the beef in the oven, which was starting to smell burnt. Panicking, John opened the oven only to be greeted by a cloud of smoke. In his haste, he dropped the tray, and the charred beef Wellington fell onto the floor. The beef rolled out of the burnt puff pastry, and Bruno, still in the kitchen, quickly devoured it. The smoke from the open oven set off the house's fire alarm. John's panicked neighbor called the fire department. Soon enough, a fire truck arrived with sirens blaring. The firefighters rushed into John's kitchen with hoses at the ready. "What's burning?" one firefighter asked. John sheepishly pointed at the oven. "Just a beef Wellington, sir." After things calmed down, John realized he still needed dinner. Since the beef Wellington was now in Bruno's belly, he decided to order a pizza. When the pizza arrived, he sat in front of the TV, watching Chef Gordon Ramsay's show again. "Maybe it's not as easy as I thought," he mumbled while chewing his pizza. Bruno, now full, sat beside John with a satisfied look on his face after scoring the best part of the kitchen disaster. The next day, John decided to start with simpler recipes. He began with an omelette and grilled cheese sandwiches. This time, his kitchen stayed intact, and the results were edible. John realized that every great chef starts with the basics. He also learned to avoid using shoelaces in cooking and to keep his dog out of the kitchen. The beef Wellington disaster made John more humble and wiser in the kitchen. He often shared this story with his friends, and they always laughed hysterically. "You guys should try it yourself to see how tough it is," John would say with a chuckle. His friends understood that not everything that looks easy on TV can be flawlessly executed at home. And that's the story of John and his beef Wellington disaster. So, for those of you feeling inspired after watching cooking shows on TV, remember this tale. Don't rush into thinking you're Chef Gordon Ramsay. Start with the basics first. Thanks for listening to my story. Professor Crazy here. I hope this made you laugh and didn't scare you away from trying to cook at home. See you in the next funny story.